So let's start. I am following a creator that I love so much. Her name is Julia. I really like her. I think she's really cool. She's talking about a movement that is called solar punk, which is like steampunk but with solar energy, and so is ecological and all the stuff. And I really would love to try and introduce it in my drawings because I am changing a lot the things that I'm doing. So this is the moment, I think, to try new things, because why not? Life is only one. We really need to try things as long as we are alive. And so, I don't know, solar punk, it's wind, helix. Helix? What is helix? Let's see. And also, I am watching a lot of YouTube videos about do things that go viral, and I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I don't know if I want to fall in that thing. I really like doing slow things because I think we have so much fast media to consume that doing something slow, something where Erika propeller, something where you can just watch a YouTube video that is slow and you can relax a little bit. I think it's really cool. I want to be a part of that, especially on YouTube, because I think we need to go back to a time where things were slower and we had the ability to get bored. I think getting bored is a huge thing that we forget. I was born in a time where technology was almost there in our life, but it was not. I mean, I didn't have a phone since I was 13 years old, and I was the one of the youngest to get a phone, because in my family technology was really important. So I was always in front of a PC, of a computer, but we were the weird ones, and a lot of families didn't have computers until much later. But I still had that opportunity to get bored and just be in the garden and play with my dolls. And right now I think a few babies, a few child can do that. And I think getting bored, I think it's really important. So I don't know if I want to do all those videos that goes fast, but probably I will never go viral. But who knows? Who knows? I'm pretty fond about doing things slow. And I think there is a whole movement of people who does not want smartphone anymore. And I think going back to the 3310, the Nokia one, I think it will be a really cool change. Sometimes I think about buying one and using this. I have an iPhone 13 maybe. No, one of the last one, because my phone was dead and I use it a lot for filming and stuff like that. So I thought, well, let's invest some money in a thing that can do a lot of things for the things that I want to do. Things. And so, that being said, I click play. Yes. and so and so what I was saying, my brain. And so I did investment and I'm very happy about it, but the problem is I realized that I was always on my phone, and so I needed to get off of that and be a little bit more present in the moment and not attached to my phone. Also, I am trying to do this social media thing, and it's really easy to lose yourself in numbers, in try to understand what to do, in go and see if a video is doing well or not. I am absolutely not watching YouTube because I these videos, just like 4 or 5 people are watching them, and so it's really right now useless for me to watch these things. But on Instagram, I understand it a little bit more. And so it's really easy going on Instagram 1,000 times a day and watch how the video is doing, but it's not healthy for your head. And so I am trying to stay away from my phone as much as possible, use it for work and then leave it somewhere very far away from me. And I think I am managing that. And also, if you want to be a creative, you have to have a moment in your life when you stop and get bored and think about stuff, because this is how your ideas are coming. And I really, really want to have original ideas. This is not the right term. Ideas that belong only to me, and so I don't want to be influenced from other people. And therefore I really try to not look at other artists and try to look less possible of what the things other people are doing, especially the people that are successful, because for me it's really easy. My mind is saying, okay, they are successful, so I have to do that. But I really want to maintain and who I am, and not try to, copy someone else that do gorgeous things but are not me, and this period of my life is all about becoming me and stay me. And I don't remember why I started this. Why? Okay, I write a list of things that I want to say. Okay. Oh yes, I saw a really cool TikTok of a girl that I cannot find anymore, but she went really, really viral. So I think that maybe some people could find her and maybe tag her, but I cannot find her anymore, and I'm really mad about it. Maybe before posting this, I'm going to try to search for her. But she was saying that baptism in Christianity is rooted in patriarchy, because she's saying, well, we are baptizing with water who is blessed by a man, but this baby has born from the water of a goddess who can create life. So it's already blessed from the water of the mother who create the baby. And I think this concept really altered my brain chemistry. I think this is a really great take and I love it. I am not religious. I am spiritual, but I don't like religions because, being born a woman, I cannot do anything in this religion. And why would I care? You know, I just want to be happy and calm and live in a place where I can do what I want, of course, in the respect of others. But, I can dress how I want, I can drive, I can, deciding if I want to keep a baby or not, have the property of my body, which is, I know, incredible. It's an extremist way of thinking. I know, that's so crazy, but I just want to be considered a person and be able to be happy, you know. And 99.9% of religion regarding women are, you know, they always have to say what we have to do. And also the fact that they say that God is a man when all the life you can see around here is created by the woman, I think is a really very telling thing. And so I am extremely anti religion, and I don't know. I think every religion is just a big cult, and some of them have become more big, and more people, believe in them, and so they are not seen as a cult. But I think, I'm so sorry if you are religious, but I really, when someone is telling me that there is a man in the sky that is telling women to dress properly and to not have the ability to control their body and do what they want, I just lose my mind, and I think, well, of course it is not true. Of course, this is just a way to control people in general, but this take that the water in the goddess, which is in this case the goddess seen as someone who creates life and women create life, it's already a blessing, and it's already, kind of like a baptize. I think is an amazing take. I am going to try to find her. She does not need my shout out, of course, because I am just a super small creator. But you know, she deserves, the shout out. I really hope I can find her. And I really loved her. I really loved her. So another second thing that I wanted to say is here in Italy. Yesterday happened a thing that it's really dark and outrageous. Modena, which is a city here in Italy. A car with a man on it. No, it's not the car. The man who drive the car on people. And first of all, oh my God, this word. The thing that is not really sure how I read somewhere that he was that he had alcohol and drugs in his body. I don't know. That being said, it's a tragedy. But this is not what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the fact that I was scrolling on TikTok, and the images of this person driving this car and going and just investire. Google Translate is my best friend. Come on, bird. Allora, funziona qua. Investire. Okay, here say invest. Invest with the car, these people who were just walking. And I was scrolling on TikTok, and I just saw this video, And my first thought was, this is AI. There is no chance that I can look at this. We are going back to rotten. What is this? If you don't know what rotten is, I'm really happy for you. I'm not going to explain what it is, but I am from a generation where we had free access for rotten, and it has these horrible images. So I saw this video, and my first thought was, like, this is AI. There is no chance that I can look at this freely. This is just a video on the internet, and it has been proposed to me on my For You page. But it was the real video, and it was, of course, shocking. Is imprinted in my retinas, and we need to control a lot more what we put on social media, because I have been scarred by this, and I am a grown woman. I feel like I have been violated in a way, that I have seen something that I was not supposed to see, and I don't know if there is, for this specific video, control on children's accounts. But either way, I don't think that this video should be put on social media so freely. I don't like it. If I want to see it, and if you want to put it, because why we are not respecting these people? I don't want a video of me, of somebody who ran me through with their car, around in the internet. Let me leave my trauma in peace. Think about being one of those people who has been run over by the car and is in the hospital and is scrolling through TikTok, and they see themselves being run. Do you know what I mean? This is too much. I don't think this should be on so easy way to find this video. And also proposing to me, if I was looking for the video and I found the video and I watched the video, then it's my fault. I was looking for it. But in this case, I was just scrolling on TikTok, and between people who are making pasta and people who are dancing and people who are showing their boyfriend, I see this car investing this. It's, oh my god. I don't think this should be a thing. I think, and it was, of course, the TG who refused these images. I don't think they should put these images, anywhere, let alone on a social media. So this is what I think about it. And that's it. This video is going to stay with me forever, I think, and I'm not happy about it. And I am a person who adore scary movies, splatter movies, but when I watch them, I know that they are not real, and I know that they are fiction, and I know that there is some incredible talented person who create this fake blood and fake injuries. And this is the point. This is controlled, and it's controlled, and it's a thing that I choose to watch. But in this case, these are real people. These are no. These are real people. These are real humans. And I think some privacy, some time for the victims is a thing that is needed. This is not solar punk. This is just flowers, but that's okay. This catching and yapping is just for me to try new things and color stuff and just have fun. So it's okay. Yeah, fine. Maybe tomorrow I'm going to do something more specific for solar punk. But You know what I mean. Next, let's go with the next topic. Yes. Okay. Something more easy, something more happy. I do these videos of my drawing process, and I use just one song for a lot of videos. And I love to use one song because, first of all, I can produce the video very similar. And I really like these things of doing things in series because um, they are really easy recognizable, and I can change some little things in production to understand what can go more viral than other. It's just like a controlled experiment. But song that I'm using right now, that is called let x equal x, and it's from a really cool artist, a woman artist. I'm going to tell you their name because right now my brain cannot. Laurie Anderson, and she is a really cool artist. And I use this song for a lot of videos, but right now I am really tired about it, and I wanted to search a really cool song, a really cool feminist rhythm song. I really love Sofia Isella. I think she makes this incredibly cool song. Maybe The Doll could be a really cool song to use, but if you have some suggestion of really cool rhythmic feminist song in the comments, please leave it and let me know. I really would love to have more input. Maybe there are things that I didn't see and they are really cool. And that's it. We are really near at the end. Maybe I'm going to put a little bit of color in this. Green. And okay, I think we can go for the last argument of the 1,000 arguments that I wanted to say today. And it's about missing my grandparents. I am the third child, the last one. My parents told many times to me that I just happened. They were not looking for me. And I happened. My sister, to give you a little bit of perspective, she had 14 years more than me. My other sister have 9 years more than me, and so I just happened later in life of these people. And I'm not very close with my parents. And so in terms of literally years and possibility, I did not meet my grandparents. Two of them was already gone, and one of them, which was my mom father, was gone when I was really young, but it was I have these memories of him, and I remember him like a really cool, great grandparent. He was also a huge artist. He used to do mosaici. Mosaici. Let's see, Google Translate. Mosaics, yes, it was right. And he was a really cool artist, and I have this memory. It's not a memory per se of it's not a photo memory, it's not an image memory. I have a feeling memory, and I remember that I felt that I loved him so much. And then he was a great grandparent, but he was gone when I had, like, I don't know, 6 years, maybe less. I don't remember. But I remember him being like a really, really loving person. And, I really loved him so much. Even though I don't remember almost anything, I just remember that I loved him. And then my father's mom, my grandma, was, really sick. She had dementia. So, and also she was not a really kind lady. So she did not behave like the kind of grandma that we are used to here in Italy. We have really loving and amazing grandmas, and I didn't have that. So my brain, when I meet someone who is grandma age, and I mean 80, 19, 80, 80, 80, 90 years old, my heart just melts. And, if they need help, I am the first one to help them. So I have this crave for a grandma and a grandpa because I feel like that is a really big piece missing in my heart. And, you know, if I think grandma and grandpa, grandparents in all over the world you know, are amazing. But here, especially in Italy, we have a culture of grandma and grandpa that are really, really big. And my heart always miss the grandma and the grandpa that I could have, because I know from my big sister, she lived a lot in the house of my mother's mother, and she who unfortunately was not here when I was born, and she told me about her in such a loving way. I think she was a really standard Italian grandma who, cook a lot and love you unconditionally. And it's a shame that I didn't met her, because I know I would love her. And also, our family is strong. Our family genes are really, really, really strong. Our family genes are really strong. I don't know what phrase was that. And so we are so alike physically. And I would love to meet her. And I feel this FOMO for grandma, and it reflects on my daily to day life. When I was working in the assistant client industry, let's put it like that, I was the ones that all the grandpa and grandma, wanted to talk about, because I really treat them like, first of all, like people, because a lot of people are dismissive of old people, and I absolutely get that. But some old people are really cool, and I am a really fan of hearing their stories, you know, hearing them talk about what was like when they were born, because the world changed drastically in 100 years, and it's really cool to hear the stories and also look at their houses. They have a lot of cool things in their houses. This makes me look like I am one to go at the house of the people that I don't know, but this is not the case. But old antique things for me are really cool. And I feel this FOMO for grandparents that I never have. And it's really, because we people who were born later in life of our parents, and who had really big sister that was almost like little mummies, because 14 years of difference. She was 14 years and I was just born. It's a really big difference. It's really hard to connect as sisters. It's more easy to connect as she's a little mommy, and she take care of me like almost a babysitter. And you don't have really nothing in common. and you feel like a little bit, a little bit left out, let's say like that. There is also the thing that you are the little one and everybody's spoiling you, which is really cool. But you also don't have your sister to play with because they are going out and they are going to out to dance and with their friends, and then they are already big. And but these things didn't bother me that much. Not knowing my grandparents bother me really, really more. And I don't think I am the only one to feel this way. I don't think I am the only one that have grandparents FOMO. But I think that as much as you find your family outside of your family, you choose your family, I think you can also choose your grandparents. I think there are a lot of people who are alone. I'm probably going to be one of them because I don't want children. And so luckily my partner doesn't want them either. And so I am going to be, an old, if if I arrive at the age, but I'm probably going to be an old woman without somebody who will take care of me. You don't do children. First of all, you don't do children to have somebody to take care of you, but it's the normal things that happen. You take care of your parents most of the time. And I think we should do something like the people who have FOMO for grandparents take care of the elders that do not have a family. I think it would be really cool. Okay, I have no idea how much of time we have just drawn, but I think that this is going to be the end of it. Me when I am just me. That's it, you gorgeous babes. Have a wonderful day. Bye, 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 bye.